Hi guys, I'm Mrs. Bueller. I'm going to show you example number 3, which is based on non-SI unit conversions. So in this case we have joules and we have electron volts. And as somebody who has no idea what a joule is, I can still convert it because I know that I can follow these simple steps and I can go ahead and relate the numbers and come out with a solution. So we're going to do the first step, which is define the units. So we know that while I don't know exactly what a joule is, I know it is a unit of energy. And then an electron volt is also a unit of energy, right? Electricity, that makes sense. Energy. Yeah. So, because I can spell energy, so that's great. Okay, so we know they're both units of energy, so we can relate them. So, if you Google electron volt, it's equal to, let's see, 1.6 times 10 to the negative 19th joules. So that's going to be our equality that relates the units. So it was 1 electron volt is equal to 1.6 times 10 to the negative 19th joules. So we have a relation, so now we can go ahead and create our conversion factors. So the conversion factor is basically just putting one over the other in a relationship to each other. So we could do it either way, that 1 So if you're multiplying by joules, if your given number is a joule, you're going to have that on top, and that'll cancel. So this would be your conversion factor. Or if you start out with electron volts, you would want electron volts to be on bottom and your joules to be on top so that they'll cancel. So we'll make some room here. So I'm going to go ahead and leave that conversion up there because that's an ugly number and I don't want to have to remember it. Alright, so we can go ahead and take our given number, which is 1.25 joules. So that's what we start with. 1.25 joules over 1, because everything's over 1, which is why we don't normally have to put it. So what we want to end up with is electron volts. So we need these joules to cancel. So the first thing we're going to do is put them on the bottom, so we know that those will cancel. So our electron volts are going to be on top, and we just have one very simple conversion. So with our joules on bottom, it's 1.6 times 10 to the negative 19th joules per 1 electron volt. So like I said, the units cancel, and then you just come out with a very fun looking number, 7.8 times 10 to the 18th electron volts. So even if you don't know what it is, if you go through the simple steps and you start with your given number, always start with the number that you're given, and then work through the relationship that you have to come up with the unit that you desire.